Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge, and today we have It Was Always Me, Behind the Story. This is the documentary, 32 minutes long. It is from 2022. This is from a series from 2021 that was filmed in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, and you can see it through all the masks and everything else behind the scenes. But yeah, it tells the story of this documentary filmed in Colombia. This is actually the very first Disney Plus original series made in Colombia. It starts in Mexico, but that part was filmed in Colombia. From what I got from watching this, because it's all in Spanish. It's not Portuguese. It's Spanish. So you have to put the subtitles on. So if you don't know Spanish and you need to read it, well, the subtitles are there for you. So yeah, this is a girl named Lupe. Just to give you an idea about what this show is about, I've already reviewed it, talked about it months back, years back. I don't even know anymore at this point. But about a young girl from Mexico who discovers that her father has died, and she ends up going back to the. He's an iconic music star in Colombia. And she has to go to Colombia in order to go to his funeral. But then a mystery revolves around his death. Was it murder? Was it something else? It's a celebrity death story and a mystery, all wound up with music performances. And yeah, and there's romance, of course. It's very soap opera-ish. It's got this kind of a Spanish, it's a Colombian soap opera. There's not just beautiful women and pretty boys, well, handsome boys and everything, and just supporting cast stories, not just Lupe's story. Played by Carol Sevilla. Carol Sevilla. I'm American, so I pronounce all the consonants Sevilla. No, it's Carol Sevilla. And yeah, you get to the story. I have not watched the entire thing, but from what I recall and from what these little blurbs tell me on IMDb and here, this just sort of tells you about everything they went through. It's not just casting and what it was to work during the pandemic, and this is also a show that has not just music and romance. It's got explosions. There's people pointing guns at people, and so it's action filled. It's got lots of drama, as I said. So this behind the scenes though tells us shows us that during the pandemic there's certain concert scenes that took place that they had to make use of, but again it's during the pandemic and can't create these massive crowds, so they had to digitally create crowds. They filmed a bunch of people in certain places and then replicated them all around the outdoor stages, at least at one point in the series. And the cast just talks about working with each other, and the crew talks about working with each other, and the everything else. So it's your standard documentary series, just talking about what it is to not just make a TV series for Disney. That's not your normal American show. And again, despite all the action and violence and things like that, it's not an egregious kind of thing. It's not like a Breaking Bad has just been watered down and Disneyfied and then put on Disney Plus. That is not the case. It gets intense at times. Teens will probably love it. I don't think it talks down to them, but it also, you have to have an appreciation for every once in a while people not breaking out into song, but there's song performances as part of the story throughout. Like when she goes back to Colombia, without knowing, I think nobody knew who she was. She had to enter a singing contest in order to get closer to the people who could have been responsible for her father's death. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. She had to join American Idol so she could solve, somebody's death. I don't know. It's blurry in my head right now. But before my battery dies on this, I think I'm gonna pick tomorrow's episode. So yeah, check this out. Obviously, don't watch this. There's a spoiler warning at the beginning. Don't watch this unless you watch the series first, and then you can go back and check this out. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 2:35. We got just seconds to go here. 2:35. Don't die on me. I really need to charge these better. Oh. 2:35 is toward the very end of the list. 2:35 brings us into the X's, and we only have a few things remaining that start with the letter X, and they're both X-Men films. We have, and they're all from the later but earlier era of X-Men films from 20th Century Fox. This one we're watching is X-Men First Class. It's the one that started that new era with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender and everybody else as the young Professor Xavier and Eric Lensher. Yes, so it's been a while since I've seen this. It's going to be fun to watch. X-Men First Class is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. See you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.